What's up, guys? We're back with some paintball news. This is Meaty Guy Doug here with Papa Joel. We are going to tell you guys what's all going on in the paintball world coming up the next couple months here. It looks like through about mid-July or so. This is going to be a shorter segment than usual, but we'll try to keep it plenty interesting. If you like this video, always be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel here, like the video, and if you want to pick up anything that we talk about in this video and the products here on this table, like this American Lux, you can find a link in the description. Definitely use that link to buy it so we know who's watching and who's clicking. But thank you guys. We'll catch you after the intro.
All right, guys. First things first. I mean, do we want to go on the heavy subject first?
No, we'll make them wait.
Make them wait.
We'll make them wait.
Everybody knows.
We'll make them wait. All right, so NXL Philly just happened. I love that event. That was in my hometown. I'm hoping by the time this releases that we might have the NXL Philly vlog dropped. So if it's dropped, look up that way and go watch that. It's going to be a good episode this time. But so big highlights, takeaway. Dynasty wins, man. They're on a hell of a run right now. This is at least the third event, if not fourth, in the last year and a half.
It's like 4 or 5
that they're taking first. Yeah, consecutive first place, man. This is they're on a hell of a run, and they were on that run before they picked up Archie Montemayor, but now they have him in hand, and he was dominating the snake side.
And they also picked up Kyle Spica, which was a huge pickup as well. So it's kind of interesting to see him go back to Dynasty instead of going back to Impact. So that was cool.
Yeah, it was wild just watching them play. Like Archie was just somehow not getting shot off the break. He was just like diving between lanes. Yeah. They really had Spica dialed, so I don't know what other gear Archie has that he found, but like
the MVP gear.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts called the Play the Game podcast. I've been hearing him talk about his experience moving to Dynasty, and one of the biggest things he said is just that having a lot of the load of like team responsibilities off of him, and he can just focus on being a player, is humongous. And Joel, I think you can personally relate to that quite a bit.
100%.
You own this shop, you own the teams that we play for, you play for the team. Like, can you speak a little bit about what that's like for you, just having all that on your shoulders?
Yeah, there's just like a lot of unforeseen stuff that kind of goes, unforeseen as far as like getting coolers, getting pod bags, all that kind of stuff.
Arranging a pod runner, arranging media people, because I'm not always available.
Exactly. Media, all that stuff, the logistics behind it is huge. Managing the actual money behind it is huge. And then, possibly having to front money is another thing. I mean, obviously, I'm sure Dynasty's not having to deal with that.
No, not so much.
But there's a lot of logistical stuff that goes behind the scenes that people never see. Something as simple as do we have a tent?
Do we have a tent to keep the sun off our heads for the 2 hours between our matches or whatever?
So
there's so much to it. And I mean, really, a lot of the pros, too, they're not getting paid. They're heavily sponsored, so they may not necessarily be going negative in their bank accounts to play, but there's still a ton that they have to do themselves. They don't all show up to a perfectly catered event.
I know that Dynasty has their own pit crew, and it's they
have a very dedicated pit crew. One of our own, if you guys remember Bethany, aka Lady Blue Fox, she likes to go pit for Dynasty when she gets out to the events, and it's a whole family. She's obsessed with them. Absolutely loves them. So that helps them out a lot. But keeping with the NXL theme here, the Latin Saints. What a debacle that was! I was excited. Honestly, I actually really was. I was wanting to kind of bandwagon. My team will always be Houston Heat. I fell in love with them first. I like a lot of the people on that team, but I was excited to see some drama with Latin Saints, especially after that first event.
There was drama.
There was
drama.
I wanted to see on the field drama, not behind the scenes shit. No, but dude, do you know a summary of that you could speak on? Is there a way you'd like to mention that?
Basically, I don't know. There's two sides to the story. Who knows? I don't have any insider info on that one specifically. But basically, what I heard was that Diego didn't pay up fully and everything else like that. Which, if he didn't pay up fully, if he did do cash advances, it's one thing. And say if you get paid a quarter, you shouldn't get paid $100,000 up front, in my personal opinion.
No way.
Until the season's over with, and they took second their first event.
So that based on performance, that would say that your team has delivered on the promise they were supposed to bring. You should pay your people.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if they ever actually got paid, whatever the case may be. I know that there was some question mark of him getting even that initial payment. So then people start getting cold feet immediately. I mean, it is paintball players at the end of the day.
It's hurting cats.
Cold feet pretty easy.
It's literally hurting cats. So
everybody moved back. and Land Saints is now the original D2 Land Saints team that was kind of like a mediocre mid-level
plus Craig
D2 team.
Plus Craig Martin.
From DLX.
Yeah,
Shout out to Craig for getting his pro debut.
I'm happy for him.
So that's huge. But yeah, for the most part, they didn't really, I don't think that they have any like pro ranked players on
previously,
the roster.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. If they do, they don't have many. So,
right.
Yeah.
And so what I do know, what's been talked about, is that obviously money was promised. There seemed to be an issue getting the funding, and a lot of it was heard through J-Rab, and he was the one. He was kind of the first one to go. He kind of led the charge. Because a lot of people were kind of leaning on him as like the source of like, no, stick it out. We'll get paid. It'll happen. And I remember J-Rab. that event check that they got, like the winning check or whatever, monetarily that worked out to the amount he was supposed to get paid for his event fee. So literally, Diego handed him the event check. That was how J-Rab got paid. And I'm not sure how the other players got paid, but they were showing up.
I think the big person that everybody was talking about wasn't J-Rab, it was Mouse.
Yeah, it was Golden.
It was Mouse getting that $100,000 paycheck, because that's a big deal in NXL. I mean, nobody's gotten paid that besides Oliver back in the day when he
I think,
moved over to Ironman from Dynasty.
Yeah. So that's been
I thought that was a really good thing. Like, I thought that it was huge in the sense of like, hey, the sports... here's another team making their pro debut that the players are getting paid.
Yep.
That's huge. That's progress, and then it falls apart.
That was why I was so excited for it, was to like have that progress within the sport itself, to motivate other people that are possibly outside the sport to come into it. Like there can be money here for owners and stuff like that, but it was really a shame. Just people weren't getting paid. They were showing up to practices and stuff, and there wasn't like drinks, there wasn't water for them. Like housing was an issue. Just a lot of like little logistics and stuff kept falling through. They were getting paid in like not gift cards, but like bank cards.
As of now, the only way to make money as a pro team is like Infamous is a great model in my opinion. Travis Lemansky with Infamous.
Shout out
like
to
they branded themselves, and they did a good job branding themselves. And like I really wish that like some of these other teams that are like flagship teams would try and brand themselves. Like a lot of them have branded.
Dynasty does it too with the Field 1 stuff. I think it's a little less so than the Infamous brand,
but like I'm
sure
like they're making money from selling Field 1 guns, and Field 1 guns are becoming more and more popular because they just won.
Freaking 5 minutes. That's what happens when you win. You make your sponsors happy and you sell products. So we'll move along from the NXL topic here from the pro division. We'll talk about our own Punishers family. So if you guys remember last year at Philly, we played D4. We placed third. So we placed right then and there. We came extremely close this year in a whole new division, D3, only our second event, to placing as well. We got fourth, fifth?
We got fourth.
So
we were so close. We almost beat the Raptors to play for first and second against Wrecking Crew. Shout out to those guys. Those guys had another great tournament.
Yep.
Shout out to Raptors. They did a good job of knocking us out, and Texas Cyclone, who beat us for third and fourth. But yeah, dude, like I'm excited. Like we had a good practice the weekend before against KC All Stars. Grant, their coach, coached us this event. It was a lot of fun.
I thought he did great. He was a really good presence in the pits to have.
Kept on saying, stay tuned on the vlog, because we were so close to being on the fucking pro field.
Hey, listen.
It's all good though.
Everybody played a lot of D4 before, so like the fact that we came away with a good ranking from Philly last year in D4 was almost not a surprise, but it was good to see that achievement. The fact that we got almost the same placement in a much harder division a year later, also with a whole new team. That's still kind of a brand new team. Like a lot of those dudes have kind of played together, like 2 or 3 of them together, and getting the whole line meshed together.
A lot of the divisional level guys that moved over to us. So, like those guys are definitely a core part of the group, and I'm happy to have them. And,
absolutely.
Merged with basically a few of my guys from last year. So, so it's good to see. It was a good feeling. I wish that we had gone, first or second, but
Windy City Major, we're coming for you.
That's right.
Chicago's going to happen. All right, so we will get out of NXL topics in general now. I'm going to pass this one off to Joel. He has a little more insight on this one, so
just basically, I know that we had talked about on Paintball News before. We had talked about the potential of GI lowering paint from 2,000 rounds to 1,600 rounds. They chose not to do that, but they did raise their pricing. Everything's going up with inflation. So, if anybody's still wondering if that's going to happen, it's not going to happen. They raised basically our pricing, which then has been carried on to the consumer, but I don't think that they've actually raised maps. So it's basically we're eating the price on this stuff, and there's there's all kinds of supply issues. Raw materials is a huge thing right now. All that pricing is going up. So please don't be mad at your paintball brands it's not their problem. It's like just an economical thing.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep.
But the 1600, the Browns is not going to happen.
Yep.
So
I remember that was the thing. People were freaking out about.
You're going to make my case. Well, we talked about it on the news before, but it never came to fruition. So
I'm glad it didn't. I think I'd rather pay $5 more per case.
Yeah.
Than have like. That's 400 balls a lot.
Yeah.
That's like three
cases pods. A day instead of 2 cases a day.
Yeah, that's going to add up. But
the Carbon Zero masks are now going to be shipping here, hopefully in the next week.
Yep, I just saw a bunch of them in the shop and all that.
Yep. So we're getting all the good colors like the Zero Pro. We're getting the Smoke Edition. We're getting those hopefully here in the next few days. So that's going to be really nice. Today's what, July? No, today's 30th. So by the time you see this videos, anybody that's pre-ordered with us probably gonna have those. But this is only their second shipment. Like there was the initial air shipment that we got, and then this is so hopefully they are going to start becoming more available. So yeah, excited for those. Those are nice masks. Like I think they look a little weird, but like from a functional comfort standpoint, they're like one of my favorite masks.
You know what? And from a distance, I do think they look weird when I look at them a lot, but from a distance, at a glance, it looks like the Bio Ascend.
Yeah.
It's very similar, like kind of fan out at the bottom to the Bio Ascend.
Extremely breathable. Like the lenses are sick. Like
you have to put one on.
Yeah,
I think
you have to over the store. So, Living Legends happened in May. So we were at that event. That was super cool. Had a great time. I think the attendance. So first of all, I was at Hell Survivors up in Pinckney, Michigan. Same place that we're going to have Monster Game here this year. But yeah, Living Legends went really well. Shout out to the 13th Legionnaires. They absolutely dominated the event. That's one of our sponsored teams.
Nice.
So they did an excellent job just rain and paint that entire weekend.
Hell yeah.
Living Legends as well as Monster Game. Something that they do, which is really cool, is like at the end they have this like battle. I forget what it's called, the Gauntlet or something like that. Anyways, I'm sure that somebody will mention in the comments, but it's really cool. Like they do this like it's like 100 people on 100 people, and it's like you just shoot until you're out of paint.
Oh, so, like an Iron Man kind of thing.
Yeah, it's sweet.
That sounds painful.
So yeah, that was fun, and we're looking forward to it. Monster Game will be at Monster Game this upcoming month as well. That's a bring your own paint event. So if you're in the Midwest area and you want to try some scenario, I definitely suggest going to Monster Game. It's going to be good attendance. They're saying that the attendance for Monster Game might be better than Living Legends, which would be really cool. Yeah, so and you know, DJ Hano does a really good job hosting the CPX events. So if they do more with Monster Game, that would be sick. Yeah.
The scenario game is really what's going to get a lot more, I think, people into paintball in general, because obviously the competitive side is amazing, like we love it, but like the common person that wants to go play, like I think they'd have a lot more interest in a big game like that. So getting good coverage for big games I think is actually like hugely important. So I'm glad there's going to be good attendance at the game.
For sure.
So then moving on, after Monster Game in July this month, unfortunately the same weekend as an event that I like to play, so I can never go to Skirmish, but guys, I grew up playing at Skirmish at their Invasion of Normandy paintball game. I absolutely love it. It is surreal. Like it's like 2000 versus 2000. Like they actually set up boats. They have refs that drop the ramp. You're like running off. Like this is World War II in the modern day. It's nuts.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Looks cool.
Terrifying when it's your first time playing. My first time ever getting shot at with a paintball gun was running off that boat.
Oh, dude.
13 years old, no clue what I was doing. Yeah.
Oh, man. That's like the worst intro.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of introducing somebody to paintball, here, run off this boat while you're getting shot at.
Literally. And yet here I am almost 10 years later. So I guess I wasn't that badly scared away from it. But yeah, man. So that was not even, it was more than 10 years. My God, it was almost 15 years ago. Never mind. Cut that out, God. But yeah, so Ion is coming up. That is always a fun time. If you guys aren't so much in the speedball scene, and if you're not going to be coming to MSXL Mid Ohio in Columbus, absolutely recommend going to that.
Where's it at, Doug?
In Columbus, it'll be at Level Up Sports.
No, Ion.
Oh, Skirmish?
Everybody knows where that's at.
So Skirmish Paintball is up in Jim Thorpe, PA. It's just due north of basically where I'm from in the Philly area.
Jim Thorpe
is the area. Yes, the Olympian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah, he has a whole area of Pennsylvania named after him. Skirmish is huge. Like, there's just so much land there. But yeah, so that'll be up in the northeast-ish of Pennsylvania. So especially if you're out that way on the East Coast, I know a lot of people.
The entire East Coast basically.
We get a ton of dudes from New York that always used to come.
So if you're in the Midwest, come to Monster Game. If you're on the East Coast, go to Ion.
Go to Ion.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Pittsburgh, kind of in the middle of both, go to both.
All right, guys. So to Doug's point, we're trying to keep this short. There, Dougie boy. MSXL Ohio is happening this month. TSXL, there's a bunch of regional stuff going on, but for us, if you're local, we'll be at MSXL as well as Monster Game. We're bringing the shop. Yes. We're bringing the crews. We're bringing the dubs. See us then.
I will be playing with the Ohio State alumni for Mid-Ohio this year, so if you want to root for me, I mean, go for it.
No,
I get to play with my boys.
All right, last but not least, guys, LV2 has been released, as you guys have it here. This is the one that I've personally been testing. As you can tell, it's dirty. Everybody always brags about the fact that, or talks about the fact that my stuff is dirty. But I've been testing it. I use it in Philly quite a bit. Dude. Wait until you shoot this thing. We're going to be doing some videos on it today.
So people thought it was hilarious. I helped film and drop the video for when this thing came out, and I had people come to me, dude, how's it shoot? How do you like it? And I'm like, we ran out of paint. I didn't get to shoot it.
Yeah.
So I will pull the trigger on it eventually, but I'm super excited to shoot it.
It's going to be today. We're doing some other videos on it today. But overall, they did a really good job with it. Basically, the way they released it, which I thought was kind of interesting, is they did a Facebook Live with Jack Woods, and it was really funny when they did the ETH 3 release. Everybody was like lit about the fact that like there was no LV2 or CS3, and then I thought it was interesting how Planet did. Shout out to Jack Wood. This was kind of funny. Like he started talking about the S63 barrel that's on this thing.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, I was just reading the comments. Everyone's like, if there's no gun, there's going to be like civil war. Yeah. and then he drops the LV2, and everyone's like, all right, cool.
This is what we wanted. Cool. We'll be peaceful for now.
So anybody that's watching this that has a back order with us or with another retailer, whatever the case may be, we're hoping to get more guns next week, so the second week of July. But yeah, they had a HPR issue. I actually was talking to Planet about it. Basically what happened was Jack Woods on Saturday at NXL Philly was standing there and somebody cranked down on the HPR. Cranked it up or cranked it down. And there's like a little, this one actually doesn't have the updated part, but this is not aired. So this actually has your HPR and your LPR right here.
Okay.
And there's like this little hinge thing here that like locks your HPR into place. There's a groove there, but this can actually turn, and they didn't realize that. Well, there's only a groove here and here, so instead of it being grooved all the way around the HPR body, it's only grooved in that spot. So if you turn this at all, it actually cause the freaking HPR to shoot out. And I guess it happened right in front of Jack Wood. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it was a customer that like cranked it too much one way or another.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, that's what they're fixing right now. Shout out to Planet for doing a really good job of being like, hold everything.
Yeah.
We're
don't
fixing
ship
this
anything
right now.
Yeah.
Instead of continuing to ship guns.
That is your manufacturers taking care of you. That is not them trying to hold up your life by any means. They are trying to fix this.
Yeah, I know. For everybody's backward right now, that's how they feel. But
I'm sure. But But don't shoot the messenger. They're trying to make your gun safer.
Stay tuned, guys. We're going to be doing a bunch of different other videos, comparison videos. We already did the brittle paint and released that. We're doing an efficiency video on it But overall, I've been asked a lot, like, what's my impressions on it? Mm-hmm. I think it's probably one of the best guns that Planet's ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm impressed with the effort. I'm glad that they took it and updated it, because really, in my opinion, the Ego series has been one of their most flagship marker lines since it came out in like 05.
Yep.
So the fact that they've now brought it into that premium kind of price range, they put premium features on it with the toolless eyes, the grips, and all that, and just finally get rid of the AT pipe. I really think that was a good move for them. I mean, it's what, $16.50 for this thing?
16.
Yeah. So
16. You get 2 barrel inserts and all that good stuff. And you know, obviously, a lot of people know the features already, so I'm not going to go through that. But if you guys are interested, pick up one from the website, and this Lux X is actually also available. We've thought with 4th of July coming up,
you know.
Yeah, I hope everybody has a good 4th of July. But yeah, so we are taking back orders on these, and hopefully they're available here in the next couple weeks or so.
We'll keep you posted, but
for sure.
If you guys liked all this and you obviously want to pick up either of these bad boys, the link in the description, please definitely use that to let us know who's watching. Appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with us here. We'll see you at one of the events coming up.